Welcome back to my channel Knowledge Chronicle.
Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating topic of secondary growth in flowering plants. This is the process that helps trees and plants grow not just taller, but wider and sturdier over time. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the science behind it, but also appreciate the intricate design of nature itself. So, let's get started. First things first, plants grow in two major ways: primary growth and secondary growth. Primary growth is all about increasing length. It's driven by the apical meristem located at the tips of roots and shoots. But what about girth or thickness? That's where secondary growth comes in, allowing plants, especially dicots and gymnosperms, to grow broader and stronger. Secondary growth happens thanks to two specialized tissues known as lateral meristems. 1. Vascular cambium, and 2. cork cambium. Let's explore each in detail. The vascular cambium is a meristematic layer responsible for producing new vascular tissues, xylem for water transport, and phloem for food transport. Initially, this cambium exists in patches between the xylem and phloem, but over time, it forms a continuous ring, known as the cambial ring. Now, how does this ring form? Intrafascicular cambium. This is the cambium located between primary xylem and primary phloem within vascular bundles. Interfascicular cambium cells of the medullary rays between vascular bundles become meristematic and join the intrafascicular cambium to form the complete ring. This cambial ring is the powerhouse for secondary growth. Once active, the cambial ring starts cutting off cells on both sides. Inner side produces secondary xylem, which accumulates over time to form the majority of a plant's wood. Outer side produces secondary phloem, which is essential for transporting nutrients. Fun fact: the amount of secondary xylem is significantly higher than secondary phloem, and that's why the trunk of a tree feels hard and sturdy. It's mostly made of xylem. In regions with distinct seasons, the activity of the cambium changes. During spring, the cambium is very active, producing large xylem vessels with wider cavities. This is called spring wood or early wood, which is light in color. In autumn, the cambium slows down, producing narrower vessels. This forms autumn wood or late wood, which is darker and denser. The alternating rings of spring and autumn wood create annual rings, which can tell us the age of a tree. For example, if you count the rings in a tree trunk, you can estimate how old that tree is. As trees age, their inner xylem undergoes a transformation. The central older xylem becomes heartwood, dark, hard, and resistant to decay due to the deposition of tannins, resins, and other compounds. Heartwood provides structural support but no longer conducts water. Surrounding the heartwood is sapwood, the lighter, younger xylem that actively transports water and minerals. Think of heartwood as the skeleton of a tree and sapwood as its veins and arteries. As the plant's girth increases, the outer layers can't keep up. They break apart. To replace these layers, the plant develops another meristematic tissue called cork cambium or phellogen, which forms in the cortex. The cork cambium produces 1. cork phellem, the outer protective layer, impermeable to water. 2. secondary cortex, phelloderm, the inner parenchymatous layer. Together, these layers form the periderm, which protects the plant. You might have noticed rough textures or cracks on tree bark. That's the periderm doing its job. The term bark refers to all tissues outside the vascular cambium, including secondary phloem and periderm. Early in the growing season, soft bark forms. Later in the season, hard bark develops. What about lenticels? These are small, lens-shaped openings in the bark that allow gas exchange between the internal tissues and the atmosphere, essential for respiration. You can spot lenticels on fruits like mangoes and guavas too. Secondary growth isn't limited to stems. It happens in roots too. In dicot roots, the vascular cambium develops from pericycle tissue near the phloem. Over time, it forms a ring, just like in stems, producing secondary xylem and phloem. However, monocots like grasses don't show secondary growth. Now you know why their stems stay slender. Secondary growth is a marvel of nature. It not only strengthens plants but also helps us understand their history and evolution. Next time you see a tree, remember the incredible processes happening beneath the bark. Did you find this explanation engaging? If yes, then please hit that like button. Share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Knowledge Chronicle for more deep dives into the world of biology. Your support helps us create more valuable content. Until next time, stay curious.